Hi, I'm Kathy Rushing, host of the podcast Committed, the Entrepreneur Marriage. If your middle name is Restless and you identify with words like innovator, dreamer, changemaker, creative, independent, or you are married to an entrepreneur, or heaven help you, you're both entrepreneurs, this podcast is for you. The entrepreneurial journey can be a little wild at times, like uncharted territory. Join me as I talk with others who are at various stages of the entrepreneur process. We'll explore the wisdom and insights they have gained while navigating the ups and downs of the entrepreneur journey. You'll discover that there are many couples who have found ways to thrive in both their marriage and business. Everyone loves a winner. But who is with you in the slog of the overnight success that was years in the making? Successful entrepreneurs know they didn't arrive alone. They generously acknowledge the ones that were there when the chips were down, that encouraged them to keep going when they couldn't see beyond next week. There are 3 relationships that are key to an entrepreneur's success. New or aspiring entrepreneurs can enhance their chances of success by making sure they prioritize these 3 relationships while launching or scaling their business. The first is mentors. While most entrepreneurs are notoriously independent, the wise ones know that some outside perspective can save them valuable time, energy, and money. A recent survey by the Kauffman Foundation looked at challenges commonly faced by aspiring entrepreneurs. Right behind funds to start and grow the business, 69% noted self-doubt and fear as one of their bigger challenges. Finding a mentor who is willing to share their experience may be one of the most important differentiators between a business that flounders and one that takes off. Ideally, a mentor is someone farther down the road who has experienced a little failure and lived to tell about it. Yes, failure is important, but that's for another time. They will look at the whole person, not just your business. When considering a mentor, look for someone who can meet on a regular basis, ideally at least quarterly. They will ask great questions to clarify focus, goals, resources, needs. Sometimes they may listen more than talk, and they'll be willing to be vulnerable with their personal and professional life because it's all integrated. There are also peer boards that provide some of these benefits, but many require a certain level of revenue before joining. The need for peers along the way is not reserved for the aspiring entrepreneur. It actually becomes even more important as challenges with hiring team members or key players, scaling, dealing with investors, and partner issues evolve. Depending on where you are in your revenue, groups like EO, C12, or Vistage may be an option. The second area is the spouse or life partner. Now, if you're single, don't fast forward through this episode because the choice of a life partner that understands your wiring and vision is so important. This may be the most crucial partner in your journey. I have counseled couples where the spouse is not supportive of the entrepreneur, sometimes squashing their dream before it ever has a chance to launch. When successful entrepreneurs are interviewed about their success, they often cite their partner for giving them courage and keeping priorities straight. Richard Branson, founder of multiple Virgin businesses, said, and I quote, "Having spent 40 years with Joan by my side, I have had the courage to do so many things others would deem impossible. I have been able to take risks that have been fundamental to my success in business which I probably wouldn't have dared to make without Joan's love. That's a quote from an article on Inc.com. Home should be a respite from the stresses of the world. Investing in your marriage will ensure that even if the business fails, you still have each other. This is not a one-sided relationship. No matter how supportive your spouse is of the business, many an entrepreneur spouse has referred to the startup as the mistress. Make sure to prioritize this relationship and regularly check in together. Make it a practice, just as you would your business, to regularly review personal and business goals and needs. Consider hiring a marriage coach or counselor for your marriage. This doesn't mean there's a dire problem, but establishing a relationship with a trustworthy, I can say that, relationship advisor might mean you only check in once or twice a year, but they are also available when the waters get choppy. Preventative maintenance is easier than a blown-out engine. The third relationship is one that I often don't see on success lists. It's a best friend. Let me explain. According to the beloved Esther Perel, the famed relationship therapist, we have come to expect everything from our spouse. Needs that were fulfilled by an entire community are now unrealistically expected to come from our spouse. Even the best marriages benefit from both partners having friends outside the marriage. For an entrepreneur, having someone to listen when things are rough provides an additional source of support and affirmation. This is a friendship with some history, so it has a different trust level than a mentor. A best friend is someone with whom you do different activities than with your spouse to blow off steam or just do something that doesn't look anything like work. My husband would often go with his best friend to the gun range, and they would follow that up with a trip for their favorite barbecue place. It was a relationship that I knew provided an important outlet, especially when business challenges mounted. Well, how do you manage all these relationships, you may ask? This may seem like a big time investment, especially when time is at a premium during the startup phase. But if you make these a priority and schedule on your calendar, it is absolutely manageable. In his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey listed sharpening the saw as the first habit. You have to take care of yourself, your mental health, your relationships. Investing in life-giving relationships are the secret sauce of truly successful entrepreneurs. Hey, do you know a couple that you would like to hear interviewed on the podcast? Shoot me an email at info@kathyrushing.com. That's Kathy with a K. I'm always looking for couples who are willing to share their story. We're not looking for perfect marriages. In fact, hearing about how couples have overcome different challenges during the entrepreneur journey is what gives us all the courage to keep going. You're building a life together. Make it a great one. See ya.